is Victor, and this week in the weekly painting I'm going to explain how to do a camo cloak. This is a question that I received on my channel, so I decided that for this week I will talk about that. I will use the miniature of Space Marine Scout, and I will do the cloak of this Space Marine. How I will, so following the process I will do to make a camo cloak. He was asking me to do a green camo cloak, so he sent me a picture of an elder with a green camo cloak, so I will try to copy or to do my version of that. So we will start applying Castellan green from Games Workshop. You can apply any type of this greenish green. Don't use a very bright green. For example, you can use American green for as well from Vallejo. So, but the important is that you do that you use a green that have this greenish color. As you can see, this is a second-hand miniature that I bought in the second-hand market in eBay. So I just apply black primer on top, not too heavy. This way you can still see the previous color. And if you look the previous color, this was too bright. It was a too bright green to work well as a camo cloak. You want to go for something on this tonality, more like a greenish olive green. Okay, not very bright, that is not very visible. So I'm going to do this on all. I'm going to apply a base color of this Castellan green, and once it is applied I will be back and I will start doing the rest of the work. So the Castellan green now is applied. The next step that I will do, I will apply camo green, Ogwin camo, mixed with the Castellan green. I'm doing here this type of mixture in that point, and you see that I put them together to mix, and I will balance the color depending how I see once it's applied. So I will start taking from the side where I have more darker. The tone is darker, and I will start, for example, starting from this side. And what you want to do is you just highlight all the different folds. Okay. I don't do white because I will do the white later on. I know that normally I proceed the other way around, but there is a reason in that case, because I want to after doing this highlight, I want to apply the camo pattern, and after applying the camo pattern, and then I will do the wash. So I will just apply this mixture, and as you can see, some you want really. So more or less I'm using a mixture that is around 50-50. Okay, it's a little bit darker, and then I can take a little bit more camo green, Ogwin camo, sorry, and apply a little bit more. So it's like, okay, I think I will do so you can see the folds that are bigger, you can make it more lighter. The folds that are darker and deeper or less, smaller, you can apply less. So we work with that. It's too light, so I take some. When it's looking too then I apply a little bit to help on the blending. Okay. So I guess, so what you want to do is just work with the quantity of Ogwin Camo. So this is very good Ogwin Camo, so I take a little bit more of the Castellan green, and then you really don't want this to be too much. Okay. So you see the idea is to blend these two colors, to do the highlights. When the light color is too visible, then I go back with the Castellan green. For example, here it's too visible. We'll also do this fold here, and I'm going to do a little bit more like that. Now I take Castellan green and I apply just next to this, place it to make it less visible. Then one part that should be lighter is here on the feet. Foot, this part should be okay. Now we can use the Castellan green to help on the transitions. But sorry. This is one of the all metal scouts from the Chaos Space Marines in Warhammer 40k. I think it's the only one I have with Camo Cloak. So I think I will finalize this on fast track and I will be back. Sorry, I think I had a problem with the camera. What I was doing is I apply green dots with camo green all over the cape. Okay, let me show you some of them. So you use camo green, the one we use for the highlights, and I just was applying this type of dots all over the cloak. Okay, like this. I just did the back, I don't did the inside of the cloak. Okay, and once this is done, okay, I take dried bark, this color, okay, and I apply this inside of the dots, or on of these spots that I did, inside of the spots. Okay, like that, and you see I was doing all over the place. You try to leave a little bit of green visible, the light green visible, and keeping the inside with the brown color. Right, so this is how it's looking like now. And next step that I will do is we are going to apply a wash to do the final shades, and this time I will, when I start from that side that is already dry, I'm going to use Agave Air Shade to wash this. Don't use any green. The green in that case is too light and will not be visible, so I recommend you use Agave Air Shade, or even Noon Oil you can use, because it's quite a dark color. So I'm going to take Agave Air Shade and I'm going to apply this on the different, on the inside of these folds. Okay. In some cases this will help to do all the highlights. You don't need super precision to do that. The wash should go naturally inside of this slots, or inside of this part of the miniature, and on the the I will say the folds that are not that deep. Be very careful, just apply a little bit to show that. For example here, I will just apply very little to give the impression, but here you apply more. So you apply more or less in depending how deep is the slot or the fold, we will say. Okay, here I apply more. And here you can apply as well. Okay. The aglet air shade works very well to do this, especially when you are applying this combination of colors. And here you have to apply a little bit more, even a little bit more than usual, to really exaggerate the fold here to show that. Then in the inside we are going to apply a wash all over the place. Because the inside is darker, the cake should be darker because it's shaded by the body of the guy, while the outside can be a little bit lighter. Okay. And here I'm going to just apply a little bit, something like that. Very soft. This one you want to really mark, and then here we have too much, you see it's dripping, so we remove a little bit of the wash. But this is how we look like. We wait until this dry to see if we have to do a second layer. So I will wait until this dry and I will be back. So this is how it's looking like once dry. We can do a second wash with agate air shade. Okay, to make even the different folds be more visible. So I will put a little bit more on the parts that I want it to be dark, and especially I repeat on the areas that I really want it to, when I want really to put the shades. Especially here, and then all this part from the deck. So we're going to put a little bit more here in that part, on the leg. Okay. Want this fold to be really visible. And then we put here on this vertical force here. I put a little bit here, it's quite okay. I'm going to put a little bit more on the inside to make it darker. And that's all. So once it's dry, it will look good. So this is a way to do the camo cloak. I hope you find this interesting this week. I hope you find this useful. And if you need to do, this is one way to do it. Of course there is a lot of different camo cloaks. You can do it for desert or for rocky areas. Depends for city. I wanted to do one that is more wood forest oriented. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope you find this interesting and informative. please like, comment, subscribe if you not subscribe it. And if you want to support this channel, you can support me in Patreon. You can find the link in the description below. And for now, that's all. So as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.